deposit match and 9.5% guaranteed annual rate of return, backed by a Fortune 100 company. The 30+ 9 plan provides safety, security, and peace of mind. It's something everyone should take a look at. For free information, call or text to 888-411-4130 or click this video to learn more.
For more than 30 years, Fisher House Foundation has provided families of wounded, injured, and ill service members and veterans a home away from home at no cost, because a family's love is good medicine. Learn more at fisherhouse.org.
Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen warned over the weekend the deal's proposed terms would give Iran greater leverage. The Trump administration wants all federal workers to sign NDAs.
Under a proposed rule from the Office of Personnel Management, all federal workers will need to agree to a non-disclosure agreement prohibiting the sharing of any non-public, confidential, or proprietary information. A draft of the regulation points to recent unauthorized disclosures of planned immigration enforcement actions and a leak about the secret military raid in Venezuela. The non-disclosure agreement, the OPM says, is intended to promote consistency across government and protect confidential information. Federal law does limit the use of NDAs in government to protect whistleblowers. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Nearly 100 bills were signed into law today in Maryland, from limiting cell phone use to schools to requiring you to clear ice off your car before driving. But one measure moved forward without Governor Westmore's signature: to end local law enforcement cooperation with ICE.
These make sure that our local police work to drive violent crime down, and it's ensuring that we are not doing the work of the federal government on our own.
Senate President Bill Ferguson touting the Community Trust Act, while Carroll County Sheriff Jim DeWeese, one of many, opposed the move.
It defies logic that we have a legislative body that says law enforcement at the local and state level cannot communicate with law enforcement at the federal level.
Governor Moore admits the legislation, quote, creates real implementation challenges. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
One person died following an early morning hit and run in Northern Virginia. Fairfax County Police had officers on the scene at Seven Corners, that is, where a man was struck by a silver sedan. The driver fled the scene of the incident. The male victim was taken to a hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Checking your money, the Dow finished down 118. The NASDAQ was up 312. Traffic and weather next. Then Mark Levin on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay, where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
For generations, Advance Auto Parts has been there with all the right parts to get us to life's good parts. Because, like you, we're driven by the good parts too. So no matter the reason, the road, or the ride, more than 90 years later, we're always here to advance that unstoppable American drive. Visit your local Advance Auto Parts today.
At 6:05, here's the latest from the Heavy Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Traffic is jammed on the inner loop between 123 and the 270 spur. Within the delay, there is a disabled tractor trailer on the inner loop at the Claire Barton Parkway, blocking the right lane and deceleration lane. Also, delays continue on the inner loop headed from Old Georgetown Road to New Hampshire Avenue in 95. The outer loop is jammed up between Van Dorn Street and the Wilson Bridge. Earlier crash on the outer loop before Branch Avenue moved to the right shoulder, but traffic is still slow from St. Barnabas Road. And 270 is still heavy northbound between Shady Grove Road and Middlebrook Road, but the earlier accident northbound at 121 now cleared. Now from GarageDoorCare.com, here's the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Chance of showers, even storms through Wednesday night. Dry weather settling in with sunshine Thursday and Friday for the end of the business week. Cloudy, warm, and humid for us here tonight with scattered showers and storms. Areas of fog late mid-60s. Morning fog Wednesday, otherwise cloudy, warm, and humid with showers and storms, especially for the afternoon into Wednesday night. Highs right around at just over 80. Sunny skies and around 80 Thursday and Friday. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WMAL.
76 and clouds at Reagan National. I'm Scott Lynn on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
He's here. Now broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
Hello, America. Mark Levin here. Our number, 877-381-3811, 877-381-3811. You know, over the weekend, and as I prepared for this program, and right before the program started, I'm watching the news. I listened to certain people and thought to myself, God, there's a lot of stupid people in the media. Just stupid, not just ideological. There's plenty of that too. But truly stupid people. Literally minutes before I come on the program, come to you. There's a report out of the Middle East about Israel hammering away on Lebanon, Hezbollah. And that Netanyahu is pushing and pushing and pushing hard. So it creates him as the aggressor. No context whatsoever. None. What's been going on, ladies and gentlemen, is while Iran, the regime, has been quote unquote negotiating with us, the United States, its proxy, Hezbollah, has been firing more missiles and launching more drones against northern Israel than any time since open warfare. They're destroying homes, they're killing people, and people are evacuating the northern part of Israel. And Hezbollah's plan is to move the Israelis out of the northern part of Israel and then move them out of the central part of Israel. So the population of Israel is concentrated in a very small, tight area. That's the plan. Netanyahu's taking a tremendous amount of heat back in Israel from the center-left and left-wing parties. That he's not fighting back, that he's Trump's lapdog, and that Trump won't let him fight, and on and on. You're not getting any of this context. I'm doing it to you. And yet the President of the United States and the administration has told the Israeli administration in the last 24, 36 hours, do whatever you have to do to defend yourself against Hezbollah. because Israel was going to do it anyway. They have to protect their citizens. And so the IDF has moved back into Lebanon. Do they want to? Of course not. These are citizen soldiers for the most part. But they've moved back, ground forces, pushing them back. But we said, don't hit Beirut. And the Israelis say, but that's where their headquarters is. That's where no, don't hit Beirut. So again, Israel's fighting with one arm tied behind its back. And so Netanyahu's taking hell over this, but he's fighting back. And that's why Israel is fighting in Lebanon, because the Lebanese government and the Lebanese army are incapable of stopping Hezbollah. They don't have the manpower and they don't have the will. But Israel is not going to sit there and continue to let this happen any more than we in the United States would allow it to happen, would we? On our southern border and northern border. We certainly wouldn't listen to some country telling us what to do. I've come to the conclusion that we have a very weak ruling class when you watch the Democrats and listen to them, when you watch some of the Republicans and listen to them. The media is included in the ruling class, as I just mentioned, how they're pathetically stupid, and of course, the vast majority are left-wing. But the podcaster class, too, I've come to the conclusion these are not all, of course, there's some very smart and good and smart podcasters, but they're the exception. There's a lot of really stupid people who talk behind a microphone. A podcast is easy to set up, easy. And the way you draw attention to yourself from the thousands, if not tens of thousands of people who are trying to be podcasters is to be as obnoxious, as vile, as poisonous, as cancerous, as racist, as bigoted, as anti-Semitic, as anti-Christian, as humanly possible. And hence you have little Ada Fuentes, and hence you have Candace Owens, and hence you have Kelly, who will do anything and is anything. She's a chameleon. And hence you have Tucker Carlson going off again on demons and satanic beliefs. The guy is mentally ill. I really believe that. That's just my opinion. And they're not alone, though. There's all kinds of second-tier podcasters. Same thing. Same thing. Just stupid. And if you look at their backgrounds, there's that guy, Benny. What is his name, Rich? Benny Johnson. Never heard of this guy before. He's been a grifter. He's been a drifter. Got serious questions raised about plagiarism in the past and things of that sort. I don't even know the guy. I don't even know the guy. But he's not alone. There's a whole bunch like that. And you start digging into their backgrounds, you go, what kind of crackpots are these that people are listening to? And the truth is, people are not. Americans, I should say, are not. They're mostly foreigners. Or they're mostly very young people who have no perspective. Or they like the drama. They like the gossip. They like the F-bomb. They like things like that. And I'm going to predict to you right now, this won't last. Because there's too many of them that sound the same way. Too many. And you notice the worst of the politicians and the worst of the podcasters feed on each other. You got this guy, Thomas Massey. Who is this guy? He was a gadfly. He was a backbencher. I had him on once or twice because he was good on the spending, on the budget. Then he kind of flipped out. No, every other sentence out of his mouth is about the Epstein class and the Israeli lobby. He didn't lose because of the Epstein class and the Israeli lobby. He lost because he's sabotaging his own party, sabotaging the President of the United States. You and I voted for the President of the United States. We voted for the majority of the Republican Party. And here you have this outlier, this rogue, who keeps sabotaging the agenda. It's that simple. Has nothing to do with Jews, nothing to do with Epstein. The guy said, I'm going to name everybody. Well, name them. Name them. One person online, she said, make sure you name them on the street, not when you're in Congress, protected by the speech and debate clause. Just make sure you go outside and read their names. And read the names. He won't. He's a coward, I guarantee. But who's stopping him? Who's stopping Bloated Bannon from releasing his hours and hours of video with Epstein? How come none of the podcaster class points to that? When is Tucker Carlson going to release his texts with the enemy, the Iranian government? He was texting back and forth. He said so. He said so. When will he release them? Never. Never. No. And then I thought to myself, it's one thing to have a substantive, real disagreement, say with the president on a major issue, or at least to voice differing views and, spitball them, see how they work or don't work. And so it's quite another to trash him, try to sabotage him, and stab him in the back. I've talked about this for years now. For years. To try and ruin his presidency, to try and undermine his support base, is quite different. Quite different than what Ted Cruz said over the weekend, what Lindsey Graham said over the weekend, what Mike Pompeo said over the weekend, or what I'm saying. I say it my way, they all say it their own way. And we don't say the same thing either. My position from day one has been no deals. Now that's known to everybody, including the president, including millions of you here, including on Fox, including everywhere. And I've given the reasons, I've written them, I've posted them, because this enemy is a terrorist regime. They've never honored any agreement. Their word is not their bond. And they have no intention of honoring anything after Donald Trump. And they don't even honor it while Donald Trump's in office. And look what's going on right now. We've had to attack their ships that are planting mines while we're negotiating the removal of mines. And we had to attack one of their launch locations because they were launching missiles against our planes. We call this a defensive action, and we still have a ceasefire. So I said, okay, we need more defensive actions then, don't we?
Wow.
And these negotiations apparently are very, very painful. I talked about sequencing, that you got to be very, very careful, as I posted several days ago. They don't get anything up front. Certainly no money under any circumstances. None. Or they'll start rebuilding their war machine again. My problem with all this is they survive. This started out with helping the Iranian people. Then we moved to nuclear weapons and we moved to uranium. Now they have thousands of ballistic missiles, so they have the capacity to make them quite quickly. And from a conventional point of view, those are devastating, and they will continue to use them. I also said my concern is that Hamas will remain armed. Nobody's disarming Hamas. I told you phase 2 of that deal wasn't going to work. Has it worked, Mr. Producer? No, they're not being disarmed. In fact, they're getting stronger. I said the problem's going to be here that you're going to have Hamas survive, Hezbollah survive, the Iranian regime survive, and the Netanyahu government fold. And some of the Netanyahu haters out there will be thrilled with it. Why? Because they have left-wing guys running for prime minister. Except for Bennett, who will be left-wing one day, right-wing the next day. He'll do whatever needs. He's sort of Megyn Kelly in pants. And that is a disaster for us. We need a strong ally there. But we'll see how it ends. We'll declare victory, I'm sure. I'm glad it's this president, not some other president handling this. There's no question about it. He brought us to this point like no other president. We've talked about that over and over again. He brought us to this point. The question is, what do we do from here? And we need to have a healthy debate, we, the American people. But then you go online and you see BJ, that's right, BJ, Benny Johnson, who I know nothing about other than what I just studied. I researched his background. He's a real sleazeball. And the war guys, they want war. You know, this, and he's not alone in it. It's a mind of a nobody, of a dummy. We want war? Who wants war? We want to end the war. We want to end forever wars. We want to end terrorists who've been attacking us for 47 years. These morons don't even understand or don't want to understand or playing to the peanut gallery with slogans. This is why they so easily move hard left. This is why they so easily move towards neo-fascism and neo-Nazism. This is why they have so much in common with the Marxist Islamists. Because their principles are negotiable. Even worse, their principles are dependent on who's paying the bill. We have Congresswoman Luna from Florida says we need to be transparent about podcasters and everything. Well, what's stopping her? If she's got, quote unquote, the receipts, put it out. Who's paying what whom? I'd love to know. Who's stopping her? Who's stopping anyone from Congress from revealing it? Certainly not me. I want to know who's funding whom. Let's get it out there. If you got texts with Iran, I want to see them. If you got video with Epstein, I want to see him. Let's do it. Get it out. But they won't put it out. Why not? Why won't they do it? I'll be right back.
Mark Levin.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
With Donald Trump back in office, one of his biggest adversaries, top Democrat Dick Durbin of Chicago, is leading the charge to derail President Trump's agenda at every turn. And now Senator Durbin has a new scheme, a government takeover of your credit card. Right now, Americans have thousands of credit card options, all with equal strong security. But Durbin's plan could result in less security. That means more risk for your credit, your identity, and your financial future. Now, Durbin's bill isn't about helping consumers. It's a giveaway to corporate megastores, which could shift costs onto you while putting your rewards and fraud protections in jeopardy. We've seen Durbin's failed policies before. His last big banking regulation backfired, leading to higher costs and fewer benefits for American families. Tell Republican senators, stop Durbin's government takeover of your credit card before it's too late. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. That's guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
The U.S. Treasury does.
Traffic is still heavy on the inner loop of the Beltway between 123 and the 270 spur. And on the inner loop at the Clara Barton Parkway, there is still a disabled tractor trailer blocking the right lane and right deceleration lane, so use caution there. Delays continue on the inner loop, headed from River Road towards the 270 spur, and then more delays from Connecticut Avenue to University Boulevard. After that, looks like things are clearing up heading in towards Greenbelt and Landover. On the outer loop, you'll still find some slowing from Route 1 headed toward the Wilson Bridge, and also slow in the outer loop from Arlington Boulevard towards Gallows Road. 270 northbound still slow from the Beltway to Falls Road, and now there is an accident reported northbound after Old Georgetown Road, and more delays in towards Gaithersburg. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, here's a WMAL weather channel forecast.
Showers and thunderstorms tonight, low of 65. Showers and storms tomorrow, high of 80 degrees.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and a hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
Did you know if your windows are bare, indoor temperatures can go up 20 degrees? Turn the temperature down with Blinds.com and get up to 50% off custom window treatments like solar roller shades and more during the Memorial Day mega sale. Whether you want to DIY it or have a pro handle everything, we've got you. Free samples, real design experts, and zero pressure. Just help when you need it. Shop up to 50% off site-wide and huge savings on doorbusters right now during the Memorial Day mega sale at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Against all odds, America's founders built one of the most stable and lasting republics in history. Hillsdale College presents American Revolution like never before. Revolutionary America, a new documentary from Hillsdale Studios, narrated by Tom Selleck, brings the founding of our nation to life through the voices of those who lived it and the insights from leading scholars and commentators. Revolutionary America, a film from Hillsdale Studios by Hillsdale College. Only in theaters May 31st through June 2nd. Get tickets now at hillsdale.edu/revolution.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds. You comply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Making sense of your world.
I agree with you 100%.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
There's a lot of us out there
making sense of the news. WMAL, making sense of mainstream media, because the double standard is real. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
It's a tough one. How do you keep an Islamist, Nazi, 7th century barbaric, primitive, ideological regime in a box, when one of the principles is to lie, cheat, deceive, conceal when making deals because you exist? Listen to me, this is important. That regime exists to promote a revolution. That's the only reason it exists. They take the Islamist Nazi ideology and impose it on the West and every other corner of the world. It's not going to negotiate that away. It's just not going to do it. They're the warmongers. We're trying to defend ourselves, the United States of America. I'll be right back.
Let's be honest, the math just isn't working between the grocery store and those skyrocketing insurance premiums. Even with a steady job, more families are being forced to rely on high-interest credit cards to cover expenses. If you're a homeowner carrying balances with interest rates in the 20s or even 30s, it's time to get some relief. Right now, mortgage rates are at a 3-year low, and American Financing is helping homeowners pay off that high-interest debt by using their home's equity. Their salary-based mortgage consultants build exit strategies from debt. They're saving an average of $800 a month. Plus, if you start today, you may even delay the next 2 mortgage payments. There are no upfront fees or obligations to find out how much you can save. America's home for home loans is American Financing. American Financing, 888-994-7660. That's 888-994-7660. Or AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 6:30. I'm Scott Lynn. On a day for his checkup, President Trump posting on Truth Social, quote, just finished my 6-month physical at Walter Reed Military Medical Center. Everything checked out perfectly. Thank you to the great doctors and staff. As efforts continue toward a peaceful solution with the situation in Iran, the cabinet meeting set for Camp David tomorrow will have a change of venue. Meeting will take place at the White House instead due to possibility of bad weather. South Carolina Senate rejected president's push to redraw the state's congressional districts in hopes Republicans could gain an extra seat. Some senators said it was simply too late to make a change. Traffic and weather are next.
It's Vince for Artists and Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artists and Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland and a hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artists and Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artists and Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artists and Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
Here's the latest from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Traffic is still jammed on the inner loop from the toll road toward the Claire Barton Parkway, where the disabled tractor trailer still blocks the right lane. More delays on the inner loop from 355 to Georgia Avenue, and the outer loop is Southern Telegraph Road to the Wilson Bridge. Earlier accidents on the outer loop before Branch Avenue has been moved to the right shoulder. Watch out for an accident in Upper Marlboro on 301 Crane Highway at Leland Road. And in Loudoun County, there is still an accident eastbound on the Charlestown Pike at Harpers Ferry Road. Northbound on 95 at the Prince William Parkway, there is emergency road work on the right shoulder. Southbound is slow from Newington to Woodbridge. Now from GarageStoryCare.com, here's a WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
For tonight, chance of showers, thunderstorms, low of 65. Shower storms tomorrow, mainly in the PM. 80 degrees is your high. Thursday, sun comes back. Highs near 80. 76 and clouds at Reagan National. I'm Scott Lynn on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
It's Vince for Artists and Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artists and Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland and a hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artists and Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artists and Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artists and Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
Making sense of your world.
Thank you for what you do.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
You give me hope.
Making sense of the news. Defending the red, white, and blue. Join Mark Levin at 877-381-3811.
Don't forget, Texas, vote for Chip Roy, our buddy. Solid as a rock. And he's running for Attorney General of Texas. And he will fight the growth of Islamism and the other isms there. You know him well enough to know that he'll do that. So we're heard all over Texas. And so I hope you folks will vote for Chip Roy. Very, very important, in my humble opinion. He'd be a great, great Attorney General of Texas. Today is John Wayne's birthday. My buddy Bruce reminds me of this. And so in honor of John Wayne, who I grew up watching as an actor, some young people probably don't even know who he is, but he's very patriotic. And I got to know a couple of his family members, and they're very patriotic too. Very nice people. Let's do it. Go. John Wayne in America.
You ask me why I love her? Give me time and I'll explain. You've seen the Kansas sunset or an Arizona rain? Have you drifted on a bayou down Louisiana way? You watched the cold fog drifting over San Francisco Bay? Have you heard a Bob White calling in the Carolina Pines? Or heard the bellow of a diesel in the Appalachian mines? Does the call of the Niagara thrill you when you hear her waters roar? You look with awe and wonder at her Massachusetts shore where men who braved a hard new world first stepped on Plymouth Rock. You think of them when you stroll along a New York City dock? Have you seen a snowflake drifting in the Rockies way up high? Have you seen the sun come blazing down from the bright Nevada sky? You hail to the Columbia as she rushes to the sea, or are you headed Gettysburg, our struggle to be free? Have you seen the mighty Tetons, watched an eagle soar? Have you seen the Mississippi roll along Missouri's shore? Have you felt a chill at Michigan when on a winter's day her waters rage along the shore and thunderous display? Does the word aloha make you warm? You stare in disbelief when you see the surf come roaring in at Waimea Reef. From Alaska's cold to the Everglades, from the Rio Grande to Maine, my heart cries out. My pulse runs fast, the mind of her domain. You ask me why I love her? I've a million reasons why. My beautiful America, beneath God's wide, wide sky. From sea to sky,
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is what we fight for. We, you Levinites, great patriots, Mr. and Mrs. America, we love our country. And we will defend our country. And sometimes we have to defend it against forces we thought were with us, but they're not. They're not. They attack the country just as much as the isolationists, as the Islamists and the Marxists and their isolationists.
There's specialists, and then there's...
I just taped the podcast, Hannity's podcast, and we must have spoke for an hour and a half. And I was in Florida, and he and I are like brothers, best friends for, I don't know, around 30 years now. And really, Rush was our best friend too, the three of us. And I should mention David, Rush's brother. We're all extremely close.
Army has two different E4s. The Navy does not.
We talk about a lot of this, and I think you're going to find it entertaining. I'll go on in a moment, but I've invited Chip Roy to come on for a few minutes. It's a big time right now, just an hour and a half left to vote in Texas. Chip Roy, how are you, friend?
Doing great, Mark. Great to hear from you. I appreciate you.
All right. I've told our fellow Americans and Levinites, get out there and vote. You'd be a fantastic attorney general for Texas, and that's crucial for the whole country. Take a few minutes and explain what people need to do and why.
Well, Mark, yeah, appreciate it. An hour and 20 minutes left in polls. This is the final day. This is the runoff. This is going to decide who the Republican nominee for Attorney General will be. I happen to think it ought to be someone who's been in a courtroom, who's prosecuted bad guys, who's put bad guys in jail, who's been the first assistant Attorney General, who's worn the battle scars of fighting the conservative fight, and someone who's gone out and earned it. And unfortunately, my opponent's been trying to buy this election. We've done some quick math. We think he spent close to $30 million in this primary, most of it his own, and most of it in negative ads attacking me. And a lot of those, if not most of them, are false and lies, and we've been combating them. We feel good about the direction everything is going. Turnout is high today. We think that our message has been resonating, but we need everybody to turn out to vote. Every vote's going to matter. If you're out there and you're debating, if you're in your car, get to the polls. You got an hour and 20 minutes left. This is an important election. We've got too much at stake. Islam on the march. Criminals on our streets from Marxists that are fighting these DAs and these judges, the Soros-funded left, the open borders when you don't have Donald Trump and Tom Homan and these guys securing the border. You got to have somebody who will fight. We don't have time to mess around. Texas is the crown jewel, and we got to have a strong attorney general.
You're endorsed by conservatives in Texas and all over the country, almost to a man, aren't you?
Yes, sir. Great support. Ted Cruz has endorsed me, the former Solicitor General of Texas, one of the most brilliant lawyers we know in the country, much less in public service. Great support from a lot of the grassroots groups. I won't go through them all, but a lot of the gun groups and the liberty groups, Tea Party, Jenny Beth Martin, all the folks that you would expect who have been in the trenches and know who to count on. Cleta Mitchell, our mutual friend who has fought hard to defend the president and fight for election integrity. As you know, I'm the lead author of the Save America Act, which we've passed 3 times in the House to protect American citizens only voting in our elections. And unfortunately, the Senate has been, stubborn in getting it moved, but we're going to keep fighting that in D.C. But you got to have somebody who knows the issues, knows how to fight. Again, I want to mention again that issue of Islam, Mark. I mean, you and I both feel so strongly and passionately about the founding principles of this country. They're rooted in our Judeo-Christian history and founding principles. And Islam on the march is a direct affront to it, is incompatible with Western civilization. If you don't have an attorney general who's smart enough to figure it out, figure out how to win the fight in court, win the messaging battle as well, then we're not going to stop it. And we'll lose our country. So it's now or never to pick somebody who's ready to fight.
Your opponent really doesn't have a conservative record. He has a very thin record. He's what we call a rhino, pretty much. And he is a blue blood, which is okay. They're blue bloods who've actually done things, but he hasn't done that much, has he?
He hasn't. I mean, he's total service in public services in something south of a year and a half because he basically bought his seat in the state house.
Gopher is getting too comfortable.
That's fine. I don't begrudge that. But, he should have stayed there working harder to kind of build up his background and his reputation before becoming the attorney general, which he views as a stepping stone to becoming governor, where he can use his fortune to try to buy the govenorship in the future.
It's a good thing I don't have any flowers planted out there because that fucker be eating them.
Primaries are tough. You got to have thick skin to go through this stuff. But he's been saying a lot of things that are untrue about me, spending that fortune in order to try to win the seat. So we're game time. And, again, if you're out there and you're a great friend of the show, Mark's a longtime dear friend of mine. We've been in the trenches together. I trust God and I trust the people of Texas, but let's go get this done. And if you're in your car and you're debating what to do, if you're at the polls and you see a line, stick it out. Go get there, get in line, go vote. Let's go make this count. We're heading in the right direction, and we feel good about the result if we keep our turnout up through the end of the election tonight.
All right, Chip. Be a great night if you win that race. So we're all for you. Obviously, I support you very, very strongly. I've known you. It's got to be like 20 years now.
20 years, yes, sir. 20 years.
All right, brother. Good luck and God bless.
God bless your family. Love
You
Mark.
too,
Take
brother.
care.
Take care. He's had cancer. He's fought cancer. He's just fantastic. And there's a perfect example. He and I have had some differences in the past, but we're best buddies. We're best friends for the longest time. But nothing significant. I mean, you would have on the Supreme Court Justice Scalia and Justice Thomas, who might agree on an outcome but disagree on the means of the process. Happens all the time. So you don't destroy Justice Scalia and you don't destroy Justice Thomas because they're trying to head in the right direction. And trying to get the right result, the constitutional and the constitutionally based result. Chip would be an absolutely fantastic attorney general in Texas. Just ignore all the advertising. Go with your gut. You know what's right, what's wrong. You know who will fight for you. It's not somebody who's just rich spending a lot of money, even though there are those who do, but not this particular guy. I would point that out to you. All right. We have to take another break. We've got a lot to do. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. Making sense of your morning.
Lots of coverage here on that developing story.
O'Connor and Company. Weekday mornings from 5 to 9.
Larry O'Connor here getting you through your morning.
Making sense of Washington.
Asking some very specific questions, some legitimate questions.
Making sense of the double standard.
And here's the latest example.
Making sense of the headlines.
Let me break it down for you, because there's plenty to break down here.
O'Connor and Company with Larry O'Connor. Mornings from 5 to 9. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Traffic is still jammed on the inner loop from the toll road toward the Clara Barton Parkway, where the disabled tractor trailer still blocks the right lane. More delays on the inner loop from 355 to Georgia Avenue, and the outer loop is from Telegraph Road to the Wilson Bridge. Earlier accidents on the outer loop before Branch Avenue has been moved to the right shoulder. Watch out for an accident in Upper Marlboro on 301, Crane Highway at Leland Road. And in Loudoun County, there is still an accident eastbound on the Charlestown Pike at Harper's Ferry Road. Northbound on 95 at the Prince William Parkway, there is emergency road work on the right shoulder. Southbound is slow from Newington to Woodbridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, here's the WMAL weather channel forecast.
Showers and thunderstorms tonight, low of 65. Showers and storms tomorrow, high of 80 degrees.
It's Vince for Artists and Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artists and Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and a hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artists and Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artists and Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white-glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artists and Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
You went to JCPenney to find those summer fashion staples, like shorts and tees from A&A in St. John's Bay. But you also scored cherry red sunglasses, a super cute straw bucket bag, adorable espadrilles, and a bold maxi dress that you can wear pretty much anywhere. And is that a sunny little suitcase? Well, with deals like these, it's easy to find exactly what you are and aren't looking for. Yes, JCPenney.
You can't predict the future, but you can prepare for it. Arizona State University is building degrees for what's ahead, taught by world-class faculty who are shaping our future. Explore over 350 programs offered online at asuonline.asu.edu.
Thumbtack presents Tile Trouble. Every single time I use my sink, I make eye contact with the uneven grout on my kitchen backsplash. The crooked corners eye me, and I'm haunted by more tiling questions than I thought possible. What kind of pro can fix a backsplash? Can I replace one cracked tile, or should I replace them all? What if I just use Thumbtack? I can hire top-rated pros, read reviews, and compare prices with a tap, all on the app. Thumbtack knows homes. Download the app today.
The big gold story right now, folks, is who's buying gold and how fast they're draining the market. In 2025, global gold demand prices hit dozens of new all-time highs, with central banks, institutions, serious investors moving out of paper and into physical metal. And in the U.S., Demand for coins, bars, and physically backed gold has surged. Meanwhile, mine supply grew just 1%, and you can't print gold. For retirees, that matters because stocks and bonds are no longer providing the protection they used to. That's why I work with Monetary Gold. They've helped over 50,000 clients. They have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating and disclose every fee up front. To see how physical gold or silver can fit into your savings or retirement strategy, call 877-NOW-GOLD or go to marklovesgold.com. Request your free gold and silver guide. No pressure, just information. Call Monetary Gold right now, 877-NOW-GOLD or go to marklovesgold.com. Performance varies. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
Making sense of your world.
I can't believe this.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
And I so with you.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the border. Because laws either matter or they don't. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
I don't understand. I don't understand Roger Weicker, the Senate, and Ted Cruz. These people are all lashing out at the president. Did I lash out at the president, Mr. Producer? See, if you're low IQ and you've failed in at least 10 jobs and you've been accused of plagiarism and you've been fired for it, and you have just figured out the best grift as a podcaster is to be the biggest a-hole in America, to lie, to deceive, to have no respect for the people who are listening to you. But you're desperate. You're desperate, and your views are very similar to Hassan Piker, but don't tell anybody. But they are, especially when it comes to the Middle East. Then you're a BJ or a Benny Johnson. And I'm going to study this guy more, and I will reveal to you what I've learned. Mark, why are you punching down? Look, when I see a cockroach on the floor, I got to deal with it, right, Rick? It's just the nature of the beast. The nature of the beast. Trashing the president. Hardly. Trashing the Iranians. These guys, they defend the Islamo-Nazi regime in Tehran. They've defended Hamas, so not directly. They're too conniving for that. They really desperately want to be the next Fuentes and something of that sort. They want to be famous or infamous, whatever it takes. They're loathsome. They're low IQ. They're stupid. They're very stupid. The warmongers are the enemy for 47 years that have killed thousands of our people. They don't even care. They don't even care that the Iranians have killed and maimed thousands of Americans. They never even talk about it. Never. I support the president going to war with Iran 100%. I'm even accused of dragging him in, which is so preposterous. Then I raised questions about if Iran could be trusted to actually follow any deal, even the greatest deal of deal. Oh, you're trashing the president. Nobody's trashing him. I'm certainly not. Lindsey Graham is one of his best friends, as far as I know. The Benny Johnson, a nobody, in his ilk. They're the ones who trash the president. They give aid and comfort to the Iranian Islamic regime. They want the same audience as a Fuentes or a Tucker, and they're desperate for it. They're desperate for it. But they're mental midgets. That's what they are. That's what BJ is. I can't spend my whole show on him. None of you have ever heard of him before. I never heard of him before. To be perfectly honest, just maybe a month or two ago, because Marjorie Trader Gang Green was attacking him. I think she called him a scumbag. Look how these people at each other's throats. Kind of sick. Sick. That whole world is sick. But the lowest of the low, they do very well with it because they have all the foreign viewers. That's one of the main reasons. When you hear about Israel and the Holy Land in the news, it's easy to think of headlines and politics or another conflict far away. But for families in the Holy Land, Jews around the world, Christians too, it's personal. The anti-Semitic attacks in the Holy Land and across the globe, all over the podcaster world and elsewhere, the Democrat Party and so forth, elderly Holocaust survivors who endured so much, again, fearing for their lives. Jewish families praying for their freedom to worship in safety. And in moments like these, your voice matters. Everybody's voice matters. Because your voice can remind the world they're not alone. The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, it's an organization built with Christians and Jews standing shoulder to shoulder. And they're inviting you to leave a personal prayer or message of encouragement that will be delivered directly to someone in Israel who needs hope right now. Not filtered through the media, not lost online, personally delivered. A simple prayer, a few heartfelt words, they can lift the spirit of somebody facing fear, uncertainty, and isolation. It's more than support. This is standing with Israel and the Holy Land, the birthplace of Judaism and Christianity, and the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews when it matters the most. So go to levinforthefellowship.org. That's LEVIN for thefellowship.org. Please submit your prayer today. That's levinforthefellowship.org, LEVIN for thefellowship.org. I don't understand people like Mark Lemon. I've never talked to this guy in my life that I know of. He doesn't understand me. I've written books, been on the air many decades, have a TV show. He doesn't understand me. Is he that stupid? Suppose he is. But he's now on my radar. Lucky him, don't you think, Rick? BJ, Benny Johnson. Of course you've never heard him. This guy's had more jobs. More jobs I have. I think he started out as a left-winger. He's not a conservative. He's not a constitutionalist. Has he done something to show that he's a constitutional conservative? I don't think so. Has he been in the Tea Party? No. Convention of States? No. The Reagan Revolution? No. The Trump Revolution? No. Who is he? What is he? He's a nobody. The guy with a microphone. Benny! You tell him, Benny. You tell them. I don't understand. Wicked. You ever the Senate Armed Services? Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is the most conservative member of the United States Senate. Does he not understand him either? The guy is a complete moron. I'll be right back.
It's Vince for Artists and Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artists and Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artists and Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artists and Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artists and Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
I don't trust things that sound that easy.
All I said was that T-Mobile lets you keep your phone and they'll pay it off up to $800 when you switch.
But the switch is where they get you. Takes forever.
Oh, well, with T-Mobile, it only takes 15 minutes.
All of this is suspiciously convenient.
Or just conveniently convenient.
Visit T-Mobile.com to learn how you can switch in just 15 minutes. Plus, keep your phone and T-Mobile will pay it off up to $800 via virtual prepaid card.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station. Making sense of the news. News Talk 105.9. News now.
WMAL News at 7. Good evening. I'm Scott Lynn. There are demands on both sides for a deal between the U.S. and Iran to succeed, but neither is willing to capitulate to the other.
The Secretary of State Marco Rubio out there saying the Strait of Hormuz is going to open one way or another. Iran is saying we'll open the Strait if you take $24 billion in frozen Iranian money and unfreeze it. That is according to Iranian state-run media. And that is as the United States is chatting privately with partners in the Gulf about what their next draft peace plan should be.
I think there's strong alignment and agreement on what a preliminary draft should look like. But this is, it's either going to be a good deal or there isn't going to be one.
There are some Republicans who are very unhappy at the prospect of paying Iran what they want.
Fox's Peter Doocy. President Trump says it should be mandatory for Gulf states to join the Abraham Accords as part of any deal. Change in venue for tomorrow's cabinet meeting. It's no longer a trip out of town. The president explained on Truth Social earlier, based on the possible bad weather conditions, we will be having our cabinet meeting in the White House and will be postponing that planned cabinet trip to Camp David. Earlier today, the president did head to Walter Reed for a physical. He said on Truth Social, everything checked out perfectly. A Virginia man charged last week with abducting a 17-year-old girl in Fredericksburg had previously confessed to a crime that could have kept him in prison for life.
39-year-old Ronnie Reel, who was arrested Friday, had been charged with sexually abusing an 11-year-old boy in 2021. His mother told 7 News.
He was looking at life in prison for what he did to him. And with one simple mistake, he was let go.
According to 7 News, the Fairfax County Commonwealth's attorney Steve Descano's office missed several filing deadlines, and Reel's confession, along with other evidence, was thrown out. He ended up pleading to a misdemeanor and walked away with time served. Descano's office told 7 News it tried to get the case continued, but was denied. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
An Arlington County police officer who was first on the scene of the Pentagon on 9/11 has died of cancer related to the rescue effort.
Barry was actually the first person to see American Airlines Flight 77 appearing to crash and started the entire Arlington response to this tragic event.
Corporal Barry Fouts retired after 35 years serving the community. Police Chief Andy Penn telling 7 News.
He lived a remarkable life. He was a remarkable police officer, and he will be deeply missed.
Corporal Fouts' line of duty death is the second connected to 9/11 related cancer. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Virginia State Police announcing 7 deaths and 7 crashes on Commonwealth roads over the holiday weekend. That number is 2 fewer than in 2025. 2 of this year's fatal crashes involved pedestrians, and as of today, there have been 46 pedestrian fatalities this year. Opioid-related overdose deaths have dropped by more than half since the dark isolation days of the pandemic. That, according to a new data analysis, the total dropping from more than 2,500 back in 2020 to just over 1,000 last year. Researchers credit a mix of expanded availability of fentanyl test strips, substance abuse treatments, and naloxone, the medicine that reverses opioid overdoses, for the improving numbers. Up next, traffic and weather.
When a child needs care, whether it's recovery from a life-changing event or managing a lifelong condition, Children's Miracle Network hospitals are there for them. These hospitals are also nonprofit organizations, and right now they're doing more with less, at a time when children's healthcare is becoming more urgent and complex. That's why Children's Miracle Network is inviting you to join our movement to ensure all kids get the care they need. Learn more at cmn.org/pledge.
It's Vince for Artists and Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artists and Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and a hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
Coming up at 7:05, here's the latest from the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
In Riverdale, there was an accident reported on the Baltimore-Washington Parkway northbound after 450, so watch out for delays there, and more delays northbound through Greenbelt between NASA Goddard and 197. On the inner loop at the Claire Barton Parkway, the disabled vehicle moved to the right shoulder with traffic still extremely slow from the Dulles Toll Road, and some brief delays on the inner loop between 355 and Georgia Avenue. Outer loop a bit slow through Greenbelt between the BW Parkway and the Greenbelt Metro exit, and you will find accident activity still in Upper Marlboro on Crane Highway at Leland Road. Now from GarageRepair.com, here's a WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Mostly cloudy, warm and humid for us here tonight with a chance of showers, even storms. Temperatures tonight drop down into the mid-60s. Some morning fog on Wednesday, otherwise mostly cloudy, warm and humid with a chance for more showers and storms, especially for the afternoon and into Wednesday night. High temperatures in the low part of the 80s. Mix of clouds and sunshine Thursday and Friday as we finish out the business week, around 80 both afternoons. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel for WMAL.
Currently 73 degrees, passing shower in Sterling. 74 degrees in Frederick, peaks of sun. 75 degrees, cloudy skies at Reagan National. I'm Scott Lynn on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app. Mark Levin.
Broadcasting from the underground command post, deep in the bowels of a hidden bunker, somewhere under the brick and steel of a nondescript building, we've once again made contact with our leader, Mark Levin.
We here are the truth detectors. They're like the washing machine for the sleep also. I never heard of Straight Arrow News before, SAN. I'm reading an AI overview here. It's a digital news organization founded in 2021 by John Ricketts, based in Omaha, Nebraska. It aims to provide fact-based, nonpartisan journalism by removing spin and agenda from its coverage. So it attacks the left, it attacks the right, whatever. Its editorial mission, it says, reporters and producers have backgrounds from various mainstream outlets, from CNN and Fox News, combining efforts to present multiple perspectives and so forth. Powered in part by Ground News, this feature highlights stories that are being underreported, completely ignored by left or right, and so forth and so on. And they have various segments and so forth. You can look up yourselves, of course. The reason I'm bringing them up is because they have a pretty thorough review of BJ. That is Benny Johnson. Again, somebody I barely even knew existed. He's not been active in any significant way in the conservative movement, the constitutional movement. I think the only movement has been a constipated movement, best as I could tell. But we'll make them known. We have to deal with this from time to time. I don't really enjoy it, but I got to do what I got to do. Let's see here. What do we have? Now, according to Straight Arrow News, I have no first-hand knowledge. Again, an AI overview. Benny Johnson's controversies span a long history of plagiarism associated with covert foreign influence operations, highly publicized feuds within the conservative movement. No wonder I don't know this guy. He's a punk. I don't get involved with these people. We here, you and I, Mr. and Mrs. America, for decades, we're trying to advance the cause of Americanism. We're trying to preserve our founding principles. And then you have miscreants like this, and they're all over the place. BJ is just one of them. I'm just reading. It's just public. It says, I'm reading from the screen, in September 2024, the Department of Justice released an indictment detailing that a media company linked to Johnson and other prominent conservative influence was secretly funded by Russian state media employees. Prosecutors allege the operation paid to produce English language videos designed to amplify domestic divisions and push Kremlin narratives. Now, they're not saying he did it. They're saying some company that he may have been linked to or may have employed him. I don't know. He can defend himself, and he'll need to. Johnson has been fired, it says, from 2 major journalism outlets due to extensive plagiarism. BuzzFeed, 2014, he was fired from his position as viral politics editor after an internal review tallied 41 instances of word-for-word copying and plagiarism across his articles. Of course, if he hasn't done it, he can explain himself. Independent Journal Review, IJR, 2017. A few years later, he was later demoted and suspended from the IJR for signing an article that contained false information and appropriated material from other outlets, they say. And he gets into these MAGA fights, they point out, with Milo Yakadakadis or whatever, Marjorie Trader Gangrene, Ashley St. Clair, and others. So he's a miscreant. They go on. I didn't write this. That's them. BJ has frequently courted controversy for spreading misinformation, including promoting unfounded conspiracy theories. There's a history of publishing false information surrounding elections, including sharing conspiracies that Taylor Swift was part of a government psyop to interfere with the 2024 election, Mr. Vidas. What else? It's on and on. He's an embarrassment to the administration. He's an embarrassment to sorry, I'm looking at other news here. He's an embarrassment to the conservative movement because he's not a conservative. But he's got a podcast. That's what he does. And millions of listeners and here. He is something else, old PJ. Have any of you ever heard him before? Those of you who have, has he ever produced anything worth remembering, repeating, promoting? So this is that world. It's funny. I was talking about it at the beginning of the show, not even focusing on BJ Benny Johnson. Who are these people? And why do we care what they say? Let's see here. I'm sure there's more somewhere here. Maybe I misplaced it. Come on now, what'd I do with this? What'd I do with that? All right, there's always tomorrow. I'll do more tomorrow, I guess. I have other things I want to get to, like another podcast. Another sicko. Another bizarro. Like BJ. Hassan Piker, or as I call him, Puker. That's right, Hassan Puker is being investigated now by our government. And I want to salute Fox for their tremendous reporting on this. They've done a great job. Megyn Kelly, by the way, all of you in talk radio and Fox, she hates you. She mocks you. And I think she's in her 50s. And she talks about old people all the time. Maybe she's going through a midlife crisis. I don't know. And old people, you know, Mark Lemon's old. He's almost 70. I'm actually 68. But so what? She's almost 60. And she looks like she's almost 90. Okay. Piker, a.k.a. Puker, calls Singham, this billionaire in China, funding vehicle for political movements during 6-hour live stream titled, Feds Are After Me. The feds are after me. So he'll try to create, you know, himself as a victim of the government. Now, this is a guy that promotes China, Cuba, all the Middle East Islamo-Nazi regimes, and yet he demands due process, proper treatment, and he'll get it. He'll get it. But if he lived in any of these other countries, like Turkey, his home base, and Erdogan and so forth, he wouldn't be able to say a damn thing except the stuff that he says now against our country, right? Fox writes, Fox Digital, and by the way, Fox News, Fox Digital are doing great jobs. Don't let the jealous podcasters, I ought to call them porncasters, because that's what they really are. Verbal and mental porn. Maybe I had to bring Milo on the show to talk about Benny Johnson, BJ. I don't know him either. Again, it's a whole cesspool out there. Far-left political influencer Hassan Piker-Puker identified American Marxist tech tycoon Neville Roy Singham, Singham. This is the guy who's in communist China trying to destroy our country from there. As a major financier behind a network of pro-communist U.S. profits engaged in nonprofits, I should say, political advocacy, and a lot of political movements, marking the first public acknowledgement from a figure inside the far-left network that organizations in the Singham network are operating with an explicitly political agenda, even though they are tax-exempt organizations, ladies and gentlemen. The comments are significant because congressional investigators and watchdog groups have long argued that nonprofits connected to Singham are functioning as overt political operations while enjoying tax-exempt charitable status. Critics argue such activity may violate nonprofit tax laws, which place strict limits on the amount of political activity charities can conduct. A Fox News Digital reported exclusively on Saturday, Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control issued an administrative subpoena to Piker and far-left Code Pink co-founder Susan Medea Benjamin for possibly violating sanctions against doing business with the Communist Party of Cuba when they traveled to the island nation in March for an ideologically charged transnational convergence of communists in an international convoy. That's why we need to see Tucker Carlson's text that he went public with out of the blue, a video with the enemy, the Islamo-Nazi regime in Iran that's killed and maimed over 2,000 Americans, and he's texting with them. They need to see that too. Piker and Benjamin haven't responded to requests for comments, but they have publicly defended their trips to March as humanitarian missions to help the people of Cuba. Oh, yeah, right. At about 37 minutes in a 6-hour live stream on Monday. Who does a 6-hour live stream, Mr. Producer? 6 hours? Piker stunned listeners knowledgeable about the intricacies of far-left networks by saying he believes federal investigators are ultimately targeting Singham, the billionaire, former American in China. The organizations he supports, including Code Pink and the self-declared communist organization's Answer Coalition and Party for Socialism and Liberation, for the political, quote-unquote, work they do. By the way, the Democratic Socialists of America, we'll see if they're involved in any of this too. Now, together, these groups and others in the Singham network have organized, coordinated, and instead most of the divisive anti-American street protests, all of this violent street protests in our nation. And you've seen over the past decade, Party for Socialism and Liberation is called PSL by far-left activists. Puker said during his live stream, I think that ultimately the target is probably Singham and his operation from PSL to Answer Coalition to Code Pink. A 5-part Fox News digital investigation. Again, congratulations to them. You don't have any podcasters revealing this stuff, do you? No. Published in March, the week of the Cuba convoy, documented how Singham funded $278 million, starting in 2017, after his marriage to Code Pink co-founder Jody Evans, into a network of 6 nonprofits that in turn have financially supported dozens of organizations globally and operationally, participated in a transnational network of about 2,000 organizations, most of them promoting pro-China messaging and causes aligned with the Chinese Communist government. So let's back up and summarize. This billionaire. I notice Bernie Sanders never talks about this billionaire or the others like him. He never talks about Soros. Never talks about the radical left-wing billionaires trying to destroy our country. So this guy, Singham, is based in China. He is aligned with the Communist Chinese government. He puts up more than $250 million supporting organizations that Bernie Sanders supports, that AOC supports, that Hakeem Jeffries supports, that Mamdani supports, that the Democrat Party embraces and supports. And they have tax-exempt status, which they're not supposed to have if they're mostly and openly political. The investigation, that is Fox's, also documented for the first time Singhama's appearance at the Shanghai conference in November 2025 at the Golden Tulip Hotel. Sounds like one of those restaurants, you know? All you can eat at the Golden Tulip. Anyway, where he praised Chinese President Xi Jinping and Chinese Communist Party's vision for a new world order. Puker Piker defended Singh during the live stream. As a matter of fact, you might recall in the past, and I've played it for you, where he said Mao Zedong was one of the greatest people to ever walk the earth. Remember that? Remember that, Mr. Producer? Yeah, Mao only killed, 60 million people? Hey, it was a start. Piker defended Singham during the live stream, arguing the federal government was attempting to suppress activism financed by Singham. Oh, really? Activism, is that what we call it these days? Is that what we call it? Subversivism is activism? Trying to destroy our country from within, that's activism. That's protected by the First Amendment. No, it's not. He continued, Roy Singham is an American citizen. He lives in China now, and he's a centimillionaire, whatever the hell it is. I think he has almost $1 billion. A centimillionaire is a rich person with a net worth of at least $100 million. Well, he spent over $250 million funding the groups on the hard left, so I guess he's at least worth that. Piker Puker then describes Singham as a funding vehicle for a lot of political movements. See, I never said the Islamist Marxists were actually that smart, with the woke right, the Benny Johnson, BJ types. They're not smart. In fact, they're quite stupid. And if they talk enough, they indict themselves. Piker Puker then describes Singham as funding vehicle for a lot of political movements. The Singham Network has deployed rapid response teams to protest U.S. actions, including demonstrations that support the Islamic Republic of Iran. Wait a minute. I thought Tucker Carlson supported them too. Wait a minute. I thought little Ada Fuentes supported them too. With professional protesters like Code Pink DC coordinator Olivia Denuzzi painting her hands red to vilify U.S. military action in Iran. She protested beside Benjamin outside the White House. See, and this is a powerful element now within the Democrat Party. So when you see them trashing Trump or trashing our war effort against the Islamist Nazi regime, a lot of this is coming from the radical left that the Democrat Party gives voice to. Piker Puker said, not sure how much money he has now, but he's been a funding vehicle for a lot of political movements in the country, like a lot of activism. And they hate the S, so they're trying to jam them up. See, Soros does this too. They're trying to hit him on anything and everything they possibly can. That's the goal here. That's the broader goal. I don't know what they're doing, if that's true or not, but what if they are? What's wrong with that? What? Is there a problem with that? Monday's comments were especially notable because they marked the first time a prominent figure within the network openly characterized Singham's role as supporting political movements and political advocacy operations in the U.S., and again, under tax-exempt organizations. So that's a crime. According to Fox News Digital, Singham has pumped the $285 million into 6 groups, and they named the groups, who have in turn pushed out the money to a bunch of other groups, totaling like 2,000 groups. There's more, and I'm going to continue this. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL, making sense of the news.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by SHAP.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. True Vitality Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
True Vitality Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at True Vitality Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 703-637-1222.
Battery's running low. Happiness really worth to you? That's the question America's founders had to answer. For more than 150 years, the 13 colonies governed themselves until Britain suddenly declared they had no right to self-rule. Ordinary people were forced to make extraordinary decisions, risking their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to fight for independence. And against all odds, they won. Now you can experience that story like never before with Revolutionary America, thanks to our friends at Hillsdale College. Now, I watched the trailer. It's really powerful. Face the decisions our founders grappled with in Revolutionary America, a Hillsdale Studios film narrated by the great Tom Selleck. Only in theaters May 31 through June 2nd. So get your tickets now by going to hillsdale.edu/revolution to locate a theater near you and buy tickets now for Revolutionary America. One more time. That's hillsdale.edu/revolution.
Making sense of your world. Talk radio is where I get all of my information. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of party politics. Because somebody's got to hold their feet to the fire. Download the WMAL app to screen us for free.
How many people do you think are being paid by Israel? Says BJ Benny Johnson. How many people do you think are being paid by foreign countries? And then he thinks, wait a minute. Like, by the way, not just Israel, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. Okay, fair enough. So how many people are being paid by Israel, BJ? And who are they? BJ's never walked into a buzzsaw before, has he, Mr. Producer? Benny's the name of a 5-year-old. Benjamin or Ben is the name of an adult. Benny Johnson, BJ. If you ever accuse me of being paid by Israel, I will own everything that you have. And Westwood One will have to be sending me your paycheck. You understand, boy? I'm talking to you. You understand what I'm saying? More with Hassan Puker. I'll be right back.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term.
That's ethos.
Fucking commercials 3 times as loud as the radio program.
Application may vary. Online health questions required. Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guarantee quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
On DC 295, the northbound side, traffic is slow from Pennsylvania Avenue to East Capitol Street. In Prince George's County, BW Parkway northbound, there is a crash. After 450, traffic is jammed from 202. Maryland side of the Beltway, no issues in Prince George's County or in Montgomery County. In Cabin John, on the inner loop of the Beltway, disabled vehicles in the right shoulder at Clarebarton Parkway, very slow from 123. And southbound 95 in Lorton is jammed up between the Lorton exit and 123. And now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Weather Channel forecast.
Showers and thunderstorms tonight, low of 65. Showers and storms tomorrow, high of 80 degrees.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and a hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office you don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life, and you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech, plus gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Did you know if your windows are bare, indoor temperatures can go up 20 degrees? Turn the temperature down with Blinds.com and get up to 50% off custom window treatments like solar roller shades and more during the Memorial Day mega sale. Whether you want to DIY it or have a pro handle everything, we've got you. Free samples, real design experts, and zero pressure. Just help when you need it. Shop up to 50% off site-wide and huge savings on doorbusters right now during the Memorial Day mega sale at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. The message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, enjoy overpay, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hey, it's Vince. As a car guy, when a shop genuinely blows me away, I tell people I recommend PCU Fast in Chantilly for powder-coated wheels, damaged wheel repair, and refinishing.
Excuse me.
Powder-coated for all kinds of parts, plus ceramic coatings and paint correction. OEM quality or full custom, they do it fast. They protected the finish on my new car so it stays showroom fresh and it looks awesome. If you want your wheels and paint looking brand new again without the wait, do what I did. Visit PCUfast.com or call 703.
All I do is fucking Will Durant. That fucking watches every move and makes a fucking video out of it. Come on, Billy. Have you seen the song he made? Billy's the baddest motherfucker. You're nothing. Your songs are dead. I'm surprised you let me up, Billy. Why are you surprised I let you up? Why would you be surprised about that? You don't like me? Don't like me? You don't like me? You don't like me? I don't like you either, you dumb fuck. You don't like me? I never addressed you. I don't talk about you or anything. You're the one that's all fucking butthurt. Don't like me?
But chat's open with. Change your attitude, Rusty. Yeah, I tried to support your chat. You know what? I'm a streamer. You don't let anybody in there. You fucking fight with everybody. It's unfucking believable. It really is. Well, if that's you, Jarl, turn your camera on. Thank you. Appreciate that. Because that fucking idiot acid trip likes to phone people and come in my backstage, and we've done you a few times.
Now, look, dude, I have told you from the beginning that everybody who frequented your room was under the thumb of Rusty.
Yeah, I don't need a lecture. Listen. I don't need a lecture. Okay? You wouldn't let me run my room. Okay? You stabbed me in the face.
I wouldn't let you run your room. Stop it, man.
No.
Gotti and Rusty took over your room. I
know what they're doing. I know what those two are all about. You don't think I didn't know what those two were all about? Come on, Wiggin. You think I'm that fucking? Do you really believe that Billy Hayden is that fucking?
I don't come to your room. I don't do anything, dude.
I didn't say that. You're not listening to me. That's your
You're
problem.
in control of your room. They are. They were. Gotti is.
They're not. No, they're not. They're not in control of my fucking room.
Every time Gotti comes up,
you were allowed to post in my room. Nobody stopped you from coming in here, and if they did, it was me.
What are you talking about? You banned all my camps.
No, I didn't. You're lying.
Nobody's
gave a rest to
fucking
Rusty
banned
and
here.
Wolfie and Ray, dude,
No,
they-
you're
they
not
stand
banned
all
here.
like
You've
that.
never been banned here.
Why are you-
That's a fucking lie. Get that through that
I'm
fucking
not lying
phone.
about anything.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you have the floor. Go ahead.
I don't need the floor.
Yeah, you do. Why are you up here then? You won't let me
Because
up
you
on your
asked me to come up here, Billy.
I didn't ask you
you're
to come up
asking me
here.
to come up here.
I said you're chicken shit to come up here. You're lying about me.
I'm not
You're
chicken
no
shit to
different
come
than
up here if
Rusty.
you want to have a
You make
reasonable
streams on
conversation.
Billy. How many fucking screenshots do you have of me?
About 1,000?
Why?
Because you're funny looking.
And you're not?
I am too. You want to use screenshots?
Because
Go
I'm
ahead.
funny looking.
You want me to tell you how to get a screenshot?
No, I know how to get screenshots.
Well, use them then. I don't give a shit.
And there you have it. So I used them, and he gets mad. It's pretty hypocritical of you, Wiggin. Why do I want people who don't like me in my chat? Why would I want that? You guys want me to just let you fucking run roughshod in my chat. Breaking every rule that Doug has at his chat, and you all hang out there. Wiggin wants to play grab ass. Yeah, I'm the one that started, about playing grab ass. I'm the one that come up with that. He didn't. That fucker steals all my material. Otherwise, they wouldn't have all them screenshots of me because you're funny looking. Duh. That makes a lot of sense. I'm funny looking, so you're going to look at me all the time. What, to get a laugh? Because you can't get a laugh nowhere else? Huh? You think you're the one that brought Vader all them numbers the other day when he streamed? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Really not a team player, Wiggin. You're siding with foreigners over me. And then you fucking the thing with Charlie. 1 minute you're cussing the fucker out, banning him from your chat, and the next minute you're kissing his ass again because you need him to fucking do whatever because of what he does. You got fucking mad at me last night because I trolled your little friends back. You do it all the time. All fucking time. I come into your chat and you get fucking mad because, what do you want to do? Call, I'm a spammer? How about you spam this right here, Wiggin? You fucking chicken shit motherfucker. Go live, Wiggin. I'll come up on your panel right now. Let's do a stream. Huh? You fucking stuck up for Charlie. You couldn't just let me be. With nobody in your chat. 11 people in your chat, and you're worried that I'm going to... Where before you say, it's side chat, it doesn't matter. You can say what you want down there, and they ain't going to do anything about it. You fucking crybaby. I let my chat go all the time. So you get really personal with me. Wasn't getting personal with you. And Charlie lied. He never made sergeant. He was not advanced to sergeant. And then he comes out here and expects civilians to respect that status on him. Good for LD Live. Whoopee-doo. I really care where Wiggin is. He's an idiot. Fucktard. Complete fucking moron. He is. If I met him in person and shook his hand, I'd probably break his wrist. Stupid fuck. bearing false witness against me. Now, last night on his stream, he mimicked JC. Oh, I didn't do nothing. You know, he uses Rusty's material all the time. You know, the guy with a turd in his shorts at the beer or at the beach. JC admitted that was a friend of hers, and of course that photo was doctored. He didn't have no turd in his fucking shorts at the beach with everybody standing around. They didn't believe it when I first seen it. Is, you know, you just gotta laugh at the AI. That's fucking artificial intelligence then. It's called computer imaging. Rusty didn't think I knew where to fucking turn the computer on it. You know, Nick of Time, just shut the fuck up, okay? Remove your comments. I don't care if LD is live. Remove your comments or I'm going to time you out. Remove your comments about LD live and Wiggin being over there. Keep it out of my chat. I don't know you either. Don't give a fuck. Don't care where Wiggin is. Jason was saying, quit advertising for people in there. Ooh, LD's live. Ooh, just what I want to see. Some guy who pisses on a woman's jacket. Oh, he's a fucking role model right there, that fucking guy. LD live. You guys are fucking sick. You really are. Pathetic. It really is.
You make me famous.
Billy Hayden triggers you. Are you going to denounce Logical for using my mother's pic? No, I'm asking you right now. Are you going to denounce Logical right now for using my trolling, using my mother's picture?
I don't like anybody using family members.
Well, then why don't you say something to him?
Well, I already have.
Oh, no.
And after this was back in January, by the way. And after that, that's when he started, I'm proud of you, Logical. I approve the job you're doing. Yeah, great job, Logical. To fuck with me. And just to get me, because he wants to try to make me mad, make me ass out and shit. When he's the one that assing out. What would they sound like backwards? It wouldn't sound like a moo. Have you ever been around a cow when it lets it all out? You might want to stand aside because it splatters. Yeah, I'm having a good day, Siberian. I'm going to let this play.
No, you're not.
I said it
Oh,
to
you have,
everybody.
all right. You support it. You support it. There's no different using my mother's picture than using your daughter. There's no different. Mom's not in chat, just like your
Quit
daughter.
spamming.
And there's no
Quit
difference.
spamming and you won't get spammed.
I'm not a
That's all he's
spammer.
doing.
Quit spamming and you won't get spammed. Telling me to quit spamming. This was back in January. And he was up here sucking my ass last week. Not long ago, he said, hey, you're the only one I appreciate to go talk to. And he changed his mind again. And he wants to call me fucking bipolar. There's the evidence right there. Since I started streaming, this fucker's been doing that. Constantly. And his little friends helping him. And he got mad at me last night because what I was doing with Charlie and his Memorial Day stream. 11 people there. Nobody wanted to come see you, Wiggin. JC stopped in to say hi, but you still dished her. Meanwhile, Charlie and Paul and the others sitting there in your chat. A couple of them have me blocked, trashing me. Fuck you, you punk motherfucker. Seen you attack Doug. I seen you attack Siberian guy. You attack everybody, Wiggin. Siberian gal pal, I don't have resentments. That's just, that's just liberal gobbledygook. What do you mean? It doesn't make any sense. You think I resent this? Come on. Jesus fucking Christ. Maybe I should quit streaming. Fucking to you guys anyways. Wow. Wiggins the flip-flop, and this proves it. He's the one that resents shit, and I didn't even do anything to him. Siberian gal pal, don't put the blame on me. Stop fucking putting the blame on me, Siberian gal pal. Just stop. Or you're going to fucking turn me off. I'm serious. I will get mad at you. It's fucking ignorant. I talk about what I want to talk about.
I don't spam anything. What are you talking about? I am not a spammer.
Yeah, you do.
You're a spammer.
All your friends do. All your friends do.
And you're fighting. I don't fight.
All your little friends are spammers. Logical
I'm
is
not
a
going to
spammer.
fight on your behalf, dude. You got to fight your own battle.
Is exactly.
See, I never asked him to fight on my behalf, but he fights on Charlie's behalf. He did it to Sebastian up on JC's panel. A day I went up on JC's panel to go after Sebastian because of him running his mouth. And JC's not streaming anymore. Why did I open a stream? Because Wiggin begged me to. We need more male streamers. And he wants to make like it was my idea. Yeah. They have soup stock.
See, you just talk out your ass. You're not fighting my battles. You are the battle. You're waging war against me.
You're asking me to fight logical on your behalf.
War against Billy Hayden, and that's a fact.
I don't do man fights.
Go ahead.
I'm not a bitch, dude.
I'll let you talk. Go ahead.
I'm nobody's bitch, Billy. I don't fight for men.
Yeah, you are. You're my bitch because you talk about me all the time. And you make friends.
Yeah, sure.
That's right. That's right. You are my bitch. I fucking own you, and I don't even try.
Yeah,
all I gotta do is show up in your chat.
You're a funny little guy, Billy.
About me and all the others.
You're a funny little man. You think I'm your bitch.
He is so mad at. He's just so pissed that I'm doing this.
15 viewers. I took you from 3 to.
Now he's gonna.
You think I care
just
about
like
that?
that.
You think I care about that?
Because of him.
Yeah, they come and go. It's the same people over and over, right? Wait, I bring you viewers. You guys take my content. You make me your content. Rusty does it, and you.
I don't make you. No, you
yes,
use me for your content.
How many streams have you had my name in?
About 1 million.
All right. How many streams have I made about you with your name in it?
About 2 million.
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
I haven't put your name. You find me one of my streams.
And he still hasn't found a stream where I used his name.
Where I have your name in the title. No.
You cry about me every day.
I'm not crying about you. I'm commenting what I see in chat. Why do you block me?
Because I don't like to see you fucking snivel about me, dude. I don't
like to see you snivel about me. I don't like to see you snivel about me. You're sniveling about me. Snivel, 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 snivel. It's sickening, Siberian gal pal, and I want to just club him.
I took ownership of you. You are my slave.
That'll help with my resentment. I like to connect just once.
That's all you've done for like a year and a half. Ever since
By now you would have kicked me off your panel. By now you would have kicked me off your panel.
What?
Now you would have kicked me off.
If you can have a reasonable, I have never kicked you off my panel.
Oh, fucking goddamn fucking liar. I turned his microphone down right here.
Did he take me on? Oh, he needed me.
Bye-bye. You and your little girlfriend, go have some sex or something. Leave me the fuck alone. You got me banned, so I just banned you. Touche. You don't control shit. You don't own shit. You don't make shit happen. You think I didn't know about Gotti and Rusty from the beginning and how they are? I've seen them fuckers in action. Why'd you buy her teeth and didn't buy yourself some teeth? What's up with that? Wrong answer, Wiggin. Go open your stream. Go live. Rusty, you better take my picture down. Now I'm just gonna keep using it. Is that you? You're a fucking blowhard motherfucking bitch. And just because you know your way around a fucking laptop doesn't make you special. Men like me protect your freedom, Rusty. Pisses me off. I would give my life for something like you fucking ungrateful bitch. You worked for Planned Parenthood.
This was back in January.
Trump because he defunded the fucking place. Bunch of friggin' crooks. Planned Parenthood is really not a good place. All the teen, I mean, look at, you got MTV. Oh, 16 and pregnant. That's okay. But then you got Planned Parenthood and, oh, the government won't let me have birth control. Ah.
Sandra Plouffe
That's what's wrong with our culture.
testified in front of a Senate committee that complaining that her insurance won't cover her birth control. Don't have sex. That's the best way to not get pregnant.
I don't even talk about you. Why you
wait till you're married?
You're in with them fucktards, all your friends. You're the one that was in with them, not me. You know, I say, oh, Billy was up on your panel 550 times. Well, I was up on JC's panel twice that. I've watched you trash JC and then come in and fucking white knight for it. Makes a lot of sense. I got some really nice birds out on my porch. They're feeding. See, Joe, I'll let you have your say, but you're just a mealy-mouthed motherfucker. All you have is insult and innuendo. Oh, because you look funny. Your girlfriend looks funny with that fucking thing on her lip. Those fucking new teeth. She's got freckles all over her face. Gobs that fucking makeup on her eyes. She's a slut.
Wow.
I don't do sluts. No.
Time is it? Yeah. Back to the news. Scratchy chin.
Retirement, we need multiple sources of income to meet our needs. The 30+9 savings plan can turbocharge your income plan with its 30% deposit match and 9.5% guaranteed annual rate of return. Backed by a Fortune 100 company, the 30+9 plan provides safety, security, and peace of mind. It's something everyone should take a look at. For free information, call or text to 888-411-4130 or click this video to learn more.
Air traffic controllers guide tens of thousands of flights every day, getting passengers and cargo to their destination safely. Aviation professionals always answer the call, but they can't do it alone. We must invest in modern equipment, facilities, and controller staffing. NACA, we guide you home.
For more than 30 years, Fisher House Foundation has provided families of wounded, injured, and ill service members and veterans a home away from home at no cost, because a family's love is good medicine. Learn more at fisherhouse.org.
Communicate with law enforcement at the federal level.
Governor Moore admits the legislation, quote, creates real implementation challenges. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
With the U.S. and Iran playing cat and mouse on a peace deal, gas prices have reached a kind of new normal.
40 of the nation's 50 states saw gas prices declining last week on the hope that there would be a new deal with Iran.
And analyst Patrick DeHaan with Gas Buddy says the U.S. attack on Iran this weekend didn't change much.
Brent crude oil up, WTI crude oil down. Essentially what the oil market is saying is it still thinks the deal could happen over the next few weeks.
So for now,
it does seem like much of the nation has settled into this kind of mid $4 a gallon territory.
The national average now $4.45 a gallon. John Matthews on WMAL and WMAL.com.
This upcoming big sports event.
Construction is underway at the White House to build a temporary structure for next month's UFC fight. It will take place on the South Lawn on June 14th, which will mark President Trump's 80th birthday. A semicircular structure will be set up
Don't care.
on just behind
I
the
don't give a
octagon and
fuck.
stands for people to watch.
Don't
The
care.
South Lawn will be able to seat about 5,000 people, but an overflow.
We can
crowd
watch this, so I'm going to give him what he wants.
Set
He
up
wants
on
war, so I'm going to give him
the
war.
7 News is Michelle Marks.
I'm not going to support his chat.
News time is 8:04. Now traffic and weather from
Nope.
the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
He's always saying, you guys don't support my chat.
The Word exit 123. In Cabin John on the inner loop of the Beltway, 2 lanes are blocked for a disabled vehicle.
Fuck him, fuck Charlie, and the rest of them.
Jammed from 123.
That's simple.
As for the
I don't need it.
Beltway in Virginia, you're good to go. Now into Prince George's County and in Montgomery County on the Beltway.
I don't want
No
his
delays on
goons
the
in my
inner loop
chat.
or on the outer loop.
I'm not friends with
Staying in
his
Prince
friends.
George's County, on
His
the
friends
Beaver
aren't my
Parkway,
friends.
northbound in Riverdale,
I don't want to
there's a
know them.
crash. The right lane is blocked out to 450. Traffic is jammed.
It has
from
nothing to do with
202.
being friends.
And now from Garage Door,
Difference
repair.com,
between being
the
friends and being
WMAL
friendly.
regional forecast.
You know,
Showers and thunderstorms tonight, low of 65. Showers and
thinks I
storms
want him to
tomorrow.
fight my battle with logical. No, I don't.
Controllers guide tens of thousands of flights every day.
You're just a
getting passengers and
hypocrite.
Cargo to their destination safely.
You cried about
Aviation
Gotti
professionals
fucking
always answer
talking
the
about
call,
your
but
daughter
they
and
can't do it
shit.
alone.
You
We
fucking
must
called him a
invest in
pedo
modern
for 2
equipment,
years.
facilities, and controller
You're the
staffing.
fucking one.
NACA, we guide you home.
I might have to side with Gotti on that one, even though he's fucking says he's friends with logical.
Home Services give you the peace of mind you need. For nearly 50 years, millions of
You know,
$60
Dutchie,
care
just
plans to keep
just
their
go
homes
away.
running. Get an affordable plan
Yeah,
today
I
and take
just
the worry out
I
of
don't really
homeownership.
care,
Sign up
Dutchie.
now and save
I
30%
don't
on
care,
any plan.
Dutchie.
Appliance
About
and
what you
system
do
purchase
and all the
before you
fucking romper room shit you guys engage in. I don't care, Dutchie. I just timed you out for 24 hours, Dutchie.
All right, listen up. The only gift that any dad wants on Father's Day is Gold Belly. Gold Belly ships the most iconic foods from the best.
I don't come to
restaurants
your
across the
country and do this
straight
shit.
to his door for free. Let him kick back and chow down on award-winning barbecue from Texas. Epic.
That goes for the
pizza
rest
from
of you.
Chicago. Or colossal pastrami sandwiches from
Because
New
this
York.
is an American
Make Dad
chat.
feel like an absolute legend this Father's Day. And go to goldbelly.com to get 20% off your first order with promo code DAD. That's 20% off at goldbelly.com. Code DAD.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland and hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998.
That makes a lot of sense.
Visit artisanmovers.com.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
Because it's stupid. Why would I be friends with someone who's hanging around with someone who doesn't like me and does nothing but insult me? Why do I want to hang around with those people? It doesn't make any sense. And then they get mad when you fucking dish it back to them. Like Wiggin last night in his chat. He threw me out. Yeah, he got mad at me.
But that's why, I suppose.
He got mad at me.
Even though he's a sickening pervert.
One person against fucking 4 people in his chat.
Democrat Party's about
because there wasn't jack shit there for people. The meter read 11. Everybody's there with 2 devices. Divide 11 by 2. What do you get?
Endorsed Susan Collins for the first time in my life. Because that's the choice.
He says, I know numbers. I know the numbers.
A fairly liberal Republican.
So don't I, Wiggin.
Than a Nazi.
You don't leave your streams up so we can see the numbers.
Okay.
Because you're afraid you're going to get reported.
Let's do this. Cut 7, go.
We're not going to get any of this with speeches alone or with any politician alone. No one is coming to save us. We need one thing, something the man speaking after me has been fighting for 60 years. We need a political revolution.
Stop. What he means by that is a communist revolution, okay? The sort of thing you have going on right now in New York City.
This isn't high school, Siberian Gal Pal.
Right now.
I mean, I don't really know you other than in these chats.
Thousands of people across Maine, millions across America, acting together, creating a movement too powerful for money to buy.
Now, we just talked about the money that their billionaire buddy in China has been using to set up all these front groups, right? They got more money than they know what to do with. Now, he is a gift for speaking the way Obama did. Have you noticed that, Rich? So people find that appealing, but they shouldn't. It's dangerous. Go ahead.
Working people, including Republicans, understand that the economy is rigged.
The economy is not rigged. It's impossible to rig this economy, whatever that means. I hope you have my book on power. There's a whole chapter on language.
Bernie Sanders. The economy is rigged.
Sloganeering, how they pick certain words. You got what are called devil words and angel words. I didn't get into this in the book, but I'm getting into it right here on radio.
Which is we, so Siberian Gal Pal. There really ain't much of a we between us, Gal Pal.
And so this is how they do it.
You spent a lot more time with all them other people.
So anybody who
especially over at Shannon's chat.
Maybe they're working a little too hard. Everything's not coming to them more easily and so forth and so on. Yeah, it's rigged. Yeah, let's get the billionaires. Yeah. And you destroy the economic system because you have nothing but ideologues in control of it, like these 2 fools. 2 fools. Go ahead.
I'm not trying to fight with anybody.
The finance system is corrupt,
that in fact we need a political revolution.
Not like what they want.
We need a political revolution. You know, Mr. Producer, I'm not going to do it, but sometimes I think I need to run for some kind of national office in order to draw in these guys to debate them because they won't show up, right? We've asked them, no, I'm not going to, but it's just very frustrating to me. Cut 8, go.
I just came back from Italy. I was in Italy last week. Italy is a lot poorer country than in America. And you know what? When you go to a hospital in Italy, you know what the bill is?
Okay, wait. Did he go to a hospital in Italy? No. So what's he talking about? You go to a hospital in Italy, it's 0. Well, let me ask you folks a question. How many of the medicines that they give in Italy were invented in Italy? Almost none. How much of the medical technology was invented in Italy? Almost none. The vast majority of it's invented in the United States of America. Vast majority. But he's tearing us down piece by piece by piece. You should have free health care. So how many doctors are you going to attract to the profession with free health care? How much are they going to make? What kind of hospitals will we have? Remember, we had public housing. We have public schools. What kind of shape are our public schools in? From the facilities to the actual teaching. Lousy. The worst in the Western world, by the way. How about public housing? Well, we've been blowing up these public buildings because they didn't work. Filled with crime, infested with rodents and insects and on and on and on. It's a totally different vision, but there's nobody there to counter Sanders. That's why Sanders won't come on radio. He won't come on TV. He won't do it. Go ahead.
Both of us here in Maine or in Vermont is Canada. You spend 2 months in the hospital in Canada. You know what the bill is? Yeah. And all of these countries, virtually every major country.
How can the bill be 0? Somebody's got to pay it.
Every man, woman, and
that would suck. That would suck being a doctor up there. How you get paid?
Free. Well, let me ask you a question.
Oh, the government gets to decide how much you get paid.
That's right. Healthcare for every man, woman, and child in the country, if it's free. How is it free? Are your property taxes high enough for you? Those of you who pay income taxes, half of us, are they high enough for you? You realize you're already spending a big percentage of your life working for the government to pay taxes, right? Local, state, and federal and county. Sales taxes. So what exactly is it? He wants free health care. What are the doctors going to get paid? Do you know the government basically now controls over 50% of health care through Medicare and Medicaid, child health care? Did you know that? Do you know the government decides how many doctors there should be each year? Do you know the government decides how many medical students there should be each year? Did you know that? How's that working out? Doesn't seem to be enough, does there? Go ahead.
Right.
It's a human right. Stop right there. That's enough for him. So health is a human right. What does that mean? Well, Mark, it means we all have a human right to be covered. Okay, great. What does that mean? What does that mean? We all have a human right to health care. To every single drug that's invented? Well, how are you going to invent drugs if you don't have profits, if you don't make money? Should the government control those too? I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we have North Korea to look at. We have China to look at that steals everything they have from us. We have Cuba to look at, and Nicaragua to look at, and Venezuela to look at. We have communist regime after communist regime. We also have socialist healthcare medicine. It's been going on in Britain since the end of World War II. It's a disaster. People can't get the health care they need. People have no say in the doctors that they see. They can't get the medicines they want unless they're approved. I don't mean approved for use. I mean approved for actual application to the patients. Now that's interesting. Let's see here. What percentage of the vote is in? Oh, wow. 99% of the vote is in. Too early to call in the Senate race, or 19%, I should say. So I don't know. I'm guessing Paxton will have a significant lead, but I don't know. I can't say. I shouldn't say that either. I just don't know. But we're going to keep an eye on it. I bet we have results by the end of this hour. We have a fantastic guest coming on. I've never spoken to him. I've never met him. I went through part of his book today, which I just got, Israel on Trial, Examining the History and the Evidence and the Law by Roy K. Altman. Now, Roy K. Altman's just not another author. He's a federal judge. This should be fascinating. I very much look forward to it. Let's go ahead and post the book, Mr. Producer, and we'll be right back.
Mark Levin. News Talk 105.9 WMAL. Making sense of the news.
Air traffic controllers guide tens of thousands of flights every day, getting passengers and cargo to their destination safely. Aviation professionals always answer the call, but they can't do it alone. We must invest in modern equipment, facilities, and controller staffing. NACA, we guide you home.
Are home repairs draining your wallet? We can help. Let Cinch Home Services give you the peace of mind you need. For nearly 50 years, millions have trusted our repair plans to keep their homes running. Get an affordable plan today and take the worry out of homeownership. Sign up now and save 30% on any plan. Appliance and system breakdowns are going to happen. Be prepared with a plan from Cinch Home Services and get 30% off today. Visit shopcinch.com/listen. Plan and terms apply.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and a hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
All across America, Spectrum Business is helping small businesses do more within their budget. Like in Rochester, we're at this computer coding class where fiber-powered internet keeps ideas flowing free forever. And in Austin, our fast, reliable internet lets this gym stream classes all day.
One more, let's go.
Free forever. Get business internet advantage free forever when you get 4 mobile lines. Visit spectrum.com/free for life to find out how. Spectrum Business. Spectrum Internet is powered by fiber and connected to the premises by coaxial lines. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Folks, history is unfolding right before our eyes. The President of the United States has delivered an incredible, consequential first year, restoring strength at our borders, rebuilding American confidence, and putting this country back on a path of common sense and constitutional principles. I believe our system was never meant to rest on one leader. It depends on millions of informed, engaged citizens who are willing to stand up for faith, family, and freedom. There's more work to be done, and that's where we come in. I want you to join AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. Unlike other senior organizations, AMAC is built around the values we hold dear. Members receive trusted news, the outstanding AMAC magazine, money-saving discounts on travel and insurance, and a heck of a lot more. And get this, right now you can join for 5 years for just $47. Go to amac.us/Levin. That's amac.us/LEVIN. And join the Association of Mature American Citizens today and be part of the solution.
Making sense of your world.
I don't know where to begin.
I'm about to get up and move around before long.
WMAL.
Thanks for taking the call.
Making sense of the news. WMAL. Making sense of the vote because elections have consequences. Download the WMAL app to stream us for free.
Well, it's a pleasure to have federal judge Roy K. Altman on the program. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Well, I've been listening to you, and you've been absolutely fantastic on your brand new book, Israel on Trial, examining the history, the evidence, and the law. It's as if you took this apart, like a lawyer, actually a prosecutor, took it apart, in some cases, defense lawyer, piece by piece by piece, from the history up to modern day, and so forth and so on. So why did you decide to write this?
I wrote it, first of all, not as a judge, but as an American who came to this country from Venezuela with my family when I was a little boy with nothing, knowing no one, but who was always taught that in this country, the truth matters. That if you worked hard and treated people with respect and followed the law, you and your family, you could be or do anything. And after October 7th, I started to look around and I said, there's 1,200 people who were murdered in cold blood in their bathrooms, at their kitchen tables, in their babies' nurseries, at their dance parties for peace, butchered, mutilated, burned alive. And yet we Jews became the oppressors. Dozens of Israeli girls and women were raped, violently raped. That's now clear beyond peradventure. And yet, in our Western media outlets, we Jews became the aggressors. They took 251 of us hostage and held us there in holes, hundreds of feet beneath the ground. Not just Jews, 26 Americans, 24 infants and toddlers, Muslims, Vietnamese, Thai, and held them there for hundreds of days in deep, dark, dank holes without food or water or sunlight. And yet at the United Nations, we Jews became the violators of human rights. This moral inversion, this moral contortion, where does it come from? And what does it say about the future prosperity of this amazing country, America, that I believe has been the greatest force for good the world has ever known? So I took myself around the country for the last 2.5 years to churches of every denomination, high school, college, and law school campuses in almost all 50 states trying to answer that question. And I've had thousands of conversations with people about Israel. And what I came to recognize is that the entire debate was based on 6 questions about Israel, each of which is actually a legal question. Is Israel violating the laws of war, genocide? Is Israel discriminating against its minority citizens, apartheid? Is Israel taking land that doesn't belong to it, colonialism, etc.? And so I thought, why not just apply the same legal methodology that we judges, lawyers, and juries apply every day in courtrooms across this country, a time-tested methodology that's been around for hundreds of years and that we know we trust because we use it where truth-telling matters the most, in a courtroom where someone's life is at stake. And let's apply it to each of these 6 claims and see what happens. And that's why I wrote the book.
Israel on Trial is the book examining the history, the evidence, and the law. Let me ask you this. Part of this is what has motivated this attitude, because, you know, it's not that it's completely recent, but the intensity of it and the breadth of it is more recent than not. And what do you conclude there?
This is a really important point, because if you read the book, you'll see that there's a long history of trying to destroy the Jewish state with tank columns and air forces. Those failed. And then there were ballistic missiles and a nuclear weapons program. And thus far, thankfully, those have failed. But this has much less to do with Israel and the Jews than it has to do with us, with America. You see, all of the information that we're getting, or a large part of the information that our young people are getting through TikTok and through Al Jazeera, the Muslim Brotherhood, and its many tentacles, the AP and Reuters, etc., these are information sources whose incentive structures we're not scrutinizing enough. And these are America's geostrategic enemies. This is the Chinese Communist Party and the Muslim Brotherhood, who are saying to themselves, looking around the world, they're saying, well, America is a very serious enemy. They have the biggest, most powerful army and economy the world has ever known. But who's going to stand with America in the geostrategic conflict that's coming? And when they look across the aisle, I don't think they're so afraid of the Belgians or the Spaniards or the Irish. Those people have proven themselves to be prior empires with prior histories and pedigrees of glamour. They have shown themselves not to be willing to stand up and fight for Western civilization, but there is one ally that America has that votes with America over 90% of the time on the international stage at the United Nations, that has proven itself not only willing, but able to fight and win the wars of the 21st century against enemies that are not just much bigger, but supposedly much stronger than it is, and that's Israel. So is it any surprise that a huge proportion of the information that our young people are getting on social media, on the internet, and through their news sources that comes from the Chinese Communist Party on TikTok and through Al Jazeera and its many, many tentacles is negative about that one ally? These geostrategic enemies of the United States are desperately trying to peel off America's fighting allies before the geostrategic conflict comes.
What do you make of the podcast class? Not all of it, of course, but whether it's the hard left or these woke right types and so forth, it appears that there's a lot of money to be made if you appeal overseas, right? To viewers and listeners?
The groundwork was laid in the first instance by America's geostrategic enemies that infected the minds of millions of Americans and made them open to new third rail sort of intriguing ideas about the Jews and about America and about America's allies. And now these podcasters come in as the second wave saying, oh, we realize now there's a lot of money to be made by appealing to this new class of millions of disaffected people who don't really love America, who don't believe in the future prospects of Western civilization, and who are willing and open to be infected in this way by lots of America's geostrategic allies, and who are now willing to take advantage of that infection to make money for their own programs and their own personal livelihoods. I think that's where that comes from.
All right, let's dig in a little further, Judge. This is an excellent book, Israel on Trial, Examining the History, the Evidence, and the Law, Roy K. Altman. And as he pointed out, he's not writing as a judge. He's just writing as an American about the subject matter here, and that's great. We're going to have to take a little break. My question to you is this. This idea of occupation, because we can't go through all 6 points, but let's go through this. This idea of occupation, it's an absolute lie, is it not? And when we come back, I'd like you, and you spelled out beautifully in the book, I'd like you to explain why that's the case. Because you hear people, particularly young people, particularly people marching in the streets, talk about occupation, occupation, occupation. You hear left-wing politicians say the same thing. So we'll be right back. During the break, go to Amazon.com, grab your copy of Israel on Trial. It's a great book. You're going to learn a ton. We'll be right back.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds. You can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guarantee quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
Are home repairs draining your wallet? We can help. Let Cinch Home Services give you the peace of mind you need. For nearly 50 years, millions have trusted our repair plans to keep their homes running. Get an affordable plan today and take the worry out of homeownership. Sign up now and save 30% on any plan. Appliance and system breakdowns are going to happen. Be prepared with a plan from Cinch Home Services and get 30% off today. Visit shopcinch.com/listen. Plan and terms apply.
Air traffic controllers guide tens of thousands of flights every day, getting passengers and cargo to their destination safely. Aviation professionals always answer the call, but they can't do it alone. We must invest in modern equipment, facilities, and controller staffing. NACA, we guide you home.
It's Vince for Artisan Movers. As a military brat, I remember my parents stressed every time we moved, worried something would break because some movers treated our stuff like junk. It was always stressful. That's why today, whether you're moving across town or across the country, I recommend Artisan Movers, a local family-owned business founded by Mark Lewandowski. He's a proud Terp fan, having graduated from the University of Maryland, and hardworking all-American guy. Mark built Artisan Movers on the vision of giving his customers honest, dependable, high-quality, stress-free moving services. Artisan Movers provides you with local and long-distance moves, storage, and even white glove service, meaning they'll pack and unpack everything in your home or office. You don't lift a finger. They'll do it all with care, professionalism, and the kind of personal touch you just don't get with the big chains. Honest, careful, and professional. That's the Artisan way. So for your next move, trust Artisan Movers. Free quotes and WMAL listener discounts are available. Call 240-600-0998. That's 240-600-0998. Or visit artisanmovers.com.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Memorial Day sale and get 30% off paints and stains May 15th through the 28th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
WeatherTech is made right here in America, and it's perfect for an American-made summer because we cannonball into summer, hike all over it, slide down it, camp in it. It's one ice cream-covered, sandy, soaking wet mess of a season, which is why WeatherTech floor liners and seat protectors are a must. We are road-tripping, beach.
I'm calling it a night.
Americans, and that's just how we
My meter reads 6.
Made in America for an
People are just hanging out.
summer. Visit WeatherTech.com today.
So I'll be back in the morning.
And get free internet forever?
I'll see everybody on the flip side,
Switch to Spectrum and save $1,000 guaranteed. Seriously, you can hold us to it.
especially you, Wiggin.
Spectrum savings guarantee. Just switch 4 mobile lines to Spectrum and we'll give you free fiber-powered internet forever. Yeah, free internet forever. And we guarantee $1,000